we're here just getting our little bit of brunch in before the practice session this afternoon. After surviving a tornado, we needed some real food, and we wanted to make sure the rest of the town wasn't destroyed too. So, biscuits, gravy, eggs, and a bowl of fruit. Breakfast of champions. All right. Well, how does it feel? We finally made it to Lubbock, Steven.
Feels like we survived the storm.
Well, just because we made it through a tornado last night, and now we're going to try bowl in a practice session today after a tornado, what could go wrong?
Everything. Wait, I'm still paranoid waiting for another tornado to come through.
I swear there was another one coming for us too. But hey, you know, we survived a tornado. At least I don't have to be nervous about bowling anymore, right? Goldie now has a third posse member, right? There's now a third little baby goat that jumps through the... I keep wanting to call it the Goldie hole, but it sounds so awful. A giant hole in the fence. Did you try and block it, or did Dad?
No, I did.
Okay.
Because she was eating the goat, the chicken feed.
Well, she always eats the chicken feed.
She's not supposed to.
That's why she's having trouble getting through the hole. She's so fat. But we're going to bowl this Super Regional at South Plains Lanes for the first time since college. I don't know if my old college coach still owns it or if anybody from Texas still bowls. But I know there's going to be a lot of people here from Austin that I'm going to be interested to see. So, but now I'm going to finish my coffee and we're going to head out to the practice session at South Plains. So you got about an hour before that starts. So yeah, once again, this breakfast is absolutely amazing. So Rain Cafe, you guys always. Thank y'all. We are heading out to the A squad bowling. I believe there's 7 games of qualifying this morning and then another 7 games this afternoon for squad B. And I think they're taking 32 on to tomorrow, and 32 will make money. I believe it's on the PBA Johnson pattern. 40 feet. Looks like there's a whole lot of oil in the front part of the lane. 40 feet is not terribly short. So my expectation is not to throw any urethane today. I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's going to go very well. So my first ball out of the bag is going to be the phase 2. I think it's really nice that I can go forward with the ball, get around it a little bit more, and it's not going to overreact if I want to get it a little tighter or if I want to give it a little room. And it's going to pick up a little bit better in the front part of the lane, kind of give me hopefully something slower when it leaves the pattern, just so that the back end doesn't get so scary. And as the lanes break down, obviously my choice is to kind of pick up that phase 5. It's something that's going to get clean through the front. It's going to hit that friction, slow down, and then just kind of fade its way into the pocket. It's never too aggressive. It's a very slow but very long rolling ball. And it's my moneymaker. It's the one...
questionable strike. And then pocket, 9, 9, 9. I was like, all right, we know where this is going. Huh? Phase 2. Yeah, I almost might need to even like hold like.
Is it at all tight?
Yes.
It is tight?
Yeah. So if you get it right across, yes. And then if you kind of tuck a little bit, it's good. What? You know what it was? I went back, you told me to get an apple. I got the water, grabbed an apple. I went before this game, and I went and just ate another apple real quick. Again, you're onto something, Steven. I decided to try something new, and I think my hip, as soon as I walk, my hips open back up. And so now I'm like walking in place and almost walking sideways, and I just threw 3 of the best like power shots. That hip is really something. So that's officially the end of the tournament, and it feels pretty good. Those last 2 games felt great. I was hitting my mark, the ball was rolling, I was still leaving makeables, and I was still making makeables. And yeah, that last game, what, a 220? Like, just come on, pat yourself on the back, Jeff. That's the first time I think at a PBA tournament, I've bowled 4 maybe at this point, where I've actually crossed that 200 pin mark. I finally got to add the little plus sign on the scorecard. So again, pat myself on the back. I got myself under that minus 200 goal that I set. I didn't give up. And I'm pretty sure with those last 3 or 4 games, I feel like I'm out of last place. I don't know where I'm at. That's just instinctively me. I was looking around at some of the other scores and how everybody was bowling. I don't think I was bowling as bad as I was giving myself, I guess, credit for. I don't know. I really thought I was bowling horrific, and I don't think the rest of the field was necessarily bowling high either. I don't know what it is about this pattern. So, pat myself on the back again. I got to talk and meet with a whole bunch of my bowling friends. The guys that I bowled with today at the regionals were so much fun to just be around. They were good sports. I'm really proud that I seem to have really lost control there for a little bit. Not rage or anything, but like the game was completely lost to me. That 3rd or 4th game, I really kind of was down. I was kind of out. I didn't know how to claw myself out. My brother just gave me, hey, go reset. You're fine. You'll be okay. And we climbed out of it. That was what I think we were looking for. What are we competing for? What are we going to walk away with the W? Well, I could have easily continued down that path of I'm lost, I'm frustrated, let's give up, and just try and get out of here. But instead, I kind of battled my way back. I started throwing good shots. I started throwing, spares again. Then at the end, which, short story on why that last game went so well, I believe. One of the things in practice I'm working on is turning that left hip. Well, as you move further and further left, which is what I was trying to do, turns out you got to point that hip more and more open, which makes sense. But I don't have that feel yet for the correct hip. So I don't know if the whole day I didn't have my left hip open enough, but that last game I was like, all right, we're going to try and turn that hip, get it in the right spot, and that way I can quit missing my mark and I can put more power into the ball. We started carrying that 10-pin. So again, that's one of those things. It's exciting that something that I worked on in practice carried over into, a PBA tournament, and it actually helped me succeed. It helped me win. So, biggest takeaway, super excited. We're going to be back in Lubbock here in, 3 weeks, second week of July for the second Super Regional. I mean, they're having 2 here. Another, $40,000 tournament here in Lubbock, Texas. It's kind of nuts. So, we'll be back at the practice field here in a couple days. I want to take a couple days off just to take a breather. My body feels good after this tournament, which means things are going well, I think. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, South Plains, for hosting that tournament and putting that Super Regional together. Awesome. Thank you for all the PBA members who came out. I think we've got a field of 100, maybe 108 bowlers. That's really cool. And then, of course, thank you just everybody for the support. This is going to be a fun journey, and I can't wait to continue sharing this with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm not looking to be the best bowler. I know I'm not the best bowler right now, but, it's fun, again, to kind of document this journey as I try to get better. So, we'll see you guys.